Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Young Titan World. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to take a little short break from the TV shows and the movies, the cartoons, to give you an exclusive on my 401 on the absolute, unexpected, kind of not so thrilling Alien announcement. Now, maybe it's just to misguide us from something else that's gonna happen. Honestly, I can't really tell. It seems like every government and their agenda seems to pop up and show more often. It's like, after all this time where we've had people say this on YouTube videos, say this on radio, say this in movies, like at this point in time, to tell you that, oh, they actually exist, it's kind of like a meh situation, it's kind of meh. It's kind of meh. Because, you don't exactly know what to do with this sort of information, except just look at it with just a little bit of salt, It's like they tell you that, oh my gosh, football is a man-dominated sport. And then, after some time where this is already happening, you go tell the women the same thing, and it's like, bruh, we already know about it. That's exactly why we're working twice as hard. Doesn't seem to pay off, does it? Okay, that was a little jab. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with this. Absolutely terrible. Anyways, what I'm talking about is the aliens. Some guy called Alien. And how they're all just super suspicious about this whole thing. I mean, I would figure that after people make claims about it, they would decide to research upon the entire topic. But it just seems to me like they used this exact moment to come up with a theory that aliens do exist. It could be that there are no aliens out there, and they just decided to use UFOs as a strategy to lead us away from another dire question. Like how they would use something as a form of distraction so that your mind wouldn't go to something happening. I mean, I feel as if the governments have learned a lot from COVID. During those times, humans were so malleable. They were easy to manipulate. You didn't have to go through so much trouble going for press conferences, going from meeting to meeting, trying to establish understanding in the minority groups, in the groups around the states. All you had to do was state a law, or you had to state the reason, and would be dire if they don't do it. COVID is going to kill you if you don't stay indoors. COVID is going to destroy your family if you do not stay at one place. It was all so easy, and maybe they want to bring those days back. Maybe they want to use something as leverage to be able to get to, control the people again. Because why else would they want to make this so public after all this time? I mean, don't you think a lot of people have already seen these things happen before? I think it's quite certain to say that it's no longer a mystery for anyone. But what it is just another way to get into your heads and try and use you for their nefarious purposes. Now, seeing as this seems to be the trend for each and every time that they need to get something across, but they don't know how the world's gonna receive it, But anyways, in my opinion, I don't really think the aliens are real. What I think is that they just want to use it to further their own agenda. And what better way to further their agenda when they freaked a couple of people out about some tiny little lights that are in the sky? UFOs. They say UFOs are unidentified flying objects. Now, unless, of course, they are so selfish that they don't want to admit that other countries can have flying vessels in the sky, then all of this is for naught. It could be the New Zealand could be testing their flight apparatus, bruv. It could be that an African country that has not yet been acclaimed for its technological advancement is flying the Wakandan vessels across the sky, and then they would term that as a UFO. Don't you see how far we've come with drones? It could be a fucking drone from a kid next door, but it's considered as an unidentified flying object, right? I mean, come on, man. As far as I can tell, the only unidentified flying object is their ego and their willingness to justify seeing aliens in the sky. I mean, what difference would it make? Let's just picture this for a second. There is an alien civilization that has noticed our existence, wants to make contact, decides to fly right down to Earth and just establish it. Now, based on all that we've learned from aliens and the alien movies that have preceded us, it's either they want to coax us into thinking that they're on our side, only to just destroy us later, or they instantly come with the idea of world domination, or they try and see if their world is compatible with this one and immediately start eradicating anything that decides to defy their authority. Or we could be looking at the case where they're actually peaceful, they want no trouble, and all they want to do is live in harmony. In which case, we turn into the bad guys, because then we think that they're trying to usurp us in a nice fashion, and so we go and harm them. Now, and sometimes the rebuttal of this whole thing means that they're actually technologically advanced and they decide to retaliate in kind, which furthermore leads to our destruction. As far as I can tell, there is no card that we play that makes us more advantageous. Now, if you ask me, if they've been able to come up with a way to travel through space-time, there is absolutely no way that we would be successful in a battle against a species that was able to do such advanced math. Like, they're probably Einstein's multiplied. They've got their own jam and situations going on for them. They don't necessarily need us, all right? If they were nice to us in the beginning, it's only because they had to be. You know, manners and shit. Well, if they have those in their time as well. But as far as I can tell, they're not exactly that big of a deal. Anyways, we're still talking about aliens and the fact that it could be possible that these new guys from different planets could be around the block and they could be trying to take over the world. I mean, does it matter to you, the little man? Does it matter to you if aliens come and run this shit? I'm not sure if you... Well, here's how I see this. Now, if they're aliens, they have their own currency, right? Whatever amount or amount of respect, they'll only give it to those in power. But if they decided that they were about to just take control of this entire planet and turn us into slaves, that means we would be slaves with the president. No matter how many times he would try to be diplomatic about the whole issue and try and solve it with tact and diplomacy, he's not going to get away with it because, psych, he's a slave as well as we are. Which makes it even better. So it means you would have to earn their respect and their loyalty, not because you bribed them, but because you were genuinely a person that they looked and they liked. Anyways, that's all I got for me freaking alien conspiracy theory. I'm not really great at that because, I never really cared whether they were aliens or not. I've still wanted to die regardless of the situation. So, in my defense, I think that it's a bunch of baloney. But who's to say I'm right or wrong? Anyways, I'll talk to you guys